Welcome back. We're continuing our coverage of the president's visit to the Permian Basin. Good afternoon. I'm Amanda Mason.
And I'm Eddie Flores, the president attending a fundraiser at the Odessa Marriott Hotel and Convention Center. We understand his motorcade might be leaving at this moment. From there on his way to the next venue, but Big Two's Felice Romero was live at that venue, and that's where she is right now at the Marriott Hotel. So, Felice, what's it like out there?
That's right, Eddie. Now, just behind me, the press was loading up into those motor cars. Now, that means the president will be on his way to the Double Eagle oil rig, where he will be addressing about 200 people to discuss the state of oil and gas here in the Permian Basin. You know, at this event, he was discussing the local economy and really where we're at here in the Permian Basin. We unfortunately do have the highest unemployment rate in the state of Texas, so he did make comments about that. Of course, we will have more coverage at the oil rig and then again at MAF when Air Force One takes off. That's going to be all for me here at the Odessa Marriott. Felice Romero, Big 2 News.
So obviously the president and everyone's still inside the Marriott Hotel. Who knows what they're doing in there? They're probably still talking, finishing dinner, maybe dessert.
Right. Hopefully they do get a little dessert.
A lot going on. Now the president, of course, is headed to his next venue in just a bit, to the Double Eagle Energy Company after the fundraiser at the Marriott Hotel.
And let's go ahead and take a look at that live look right now of the fundraiser. You can see just a little bit right there. They do have the shuttles that are going to be taking. Oh, here's the fundraiser themselves right there. We finally get a chance to see what's going on. This is the oil rig, and they are getting that stadium that you were talking about earlier today set up so that he could go and be able to talk on the podium as well.
It looks pretty cool. There's a lot of people already there, as you can see. It looks kind of like a concert.
It sure does.
Getting ready to happen. So a lot of people excited, and they're just waiting for the president to get there to address them. There's going to be, he's going to, of course, go with a couple of company employees, and they're going to visit a platform, actual oil rig that's active, and they're going to talk about that with the president, explain to him what's going on, and then after that, we believe he's going to go to this venue and he's going to talk to people.
Yes, and now that the president is heading out to that oil rig, we are hearing more from the CEO as well, looking at more information and just trying to follow as much as we can.
Yeah, and Double Eagle, they were telling us they weren't sure exactly how they got chosen, but they sure were glad that they did. And they've got a lot of their employees. Of course, they have 160 employees, but they have a lot of their employees that are out there right now setting things up, getting everything ready, and the president's going to be there shortly.
Yes, and he'll be able to see everything firsthand. And we also sat down with the co-CEO and co-founder of the company to see what the president will be doing at the site. And
we're going to kind of show him around, to explain how the rig works, and you know, show him the different parts, really go into things as deeply as he wants to go into them. And then after he visits the rig and we do the tour, he's going to say a few words and I think give a speech out on the location.
All right, and here's a little bit of info about the company the president will be visiting. Double Eagle is a mid-sized crude oil company which also does natural gas exploration along with development and production. The company operates in the Midland Basin of West Texas.
And the company also employs 160 workers and supports thousands of additional jobs and produces approximately 50,000 barrels of oil per day across 530 wells. And we have a reporter there live right now. Jake Eichstad is there getting ready. Jake, what can you tell us about what's going on? I apologize. We have a little bit of technical difficulty, but he is there. We are going to clear that up and make sure that he can fill us in and everything that's going on. But there does I like that the people are under the shade, so I'm very grateful that they get a little bit of chance of not having to be out in this really hot sun today.
And at least we can see Jake.
Yeah.
Jake is there, and he has his mask on. A lot of people behind him, and we're just got a little bit of technical difficulty when it comes to hearing him.
Right.
So we're going to clear that up, and then we're going to go back to him as soon as possible.
And we also, sat down with the co-founder as well.
President Trump's been a great advocate for our industry, especially during this difficult time we've all been going through. I mean, he really does protect us from a lot that comes down from Washington, and you know, we're really fortunate to have him in that position. You know, we couldn't be any more proud to host this president on our rig.
And the president is expected to discuss reducing regulation, streamlining permits, and incentivizing private investment in energy infrastructure.
U.S. Representative Mike Conaway is traveling with the president. He was on Air Force One with the president when he arrived to the basin.
And the rep says that the visit will give the industry a big push as demand for oil drops.
Well, I think it'll be a great shot in the arm emotionally. Won't have any immediate effect on the price of crude, but just knowing that someone of President Trump's stature and importance to our nation cares enough to come out there and tour the area, listen to what their concerns are, and hear from the leaders in the community is important.
And don't forget that you can always follow us on yourbasin.com as the president makes his way through the basin today.
Yeah, stay up to date with live streams and more live content on our website, yourbasin.com.
And we also have another live look at that event happening at the oil rig. We are learning more about it, and it's exciting to see that he's so close to one of the rigs right there too. One of the reasons, as you were mentioning, Eddie, is to get up close and personal to that rig, to be able to see it from a safe distance, yet have everyone kind of explain what's going on. But pretty large crowd.
And this really is historic. You know, it's President Trump's first visit to West Texas, the Permian Basin, and you can see a lot of people, of course, excited to see him there, and all of these oil workers too are on hand to take him on this tour by this particular oil rig, this live oil rig, to explain exactly what's going on. But we understand, and the CEO of W Eagle was telling me that he heard that President Trump knows a lot about pump jacks and about oil production, so that, you know, it's not going to be hard to explain everything to him. They says that he may have a lot of questions about what's going on. So we'll see what happens as we go along.
And it'll be exciting to hear more from that as well. But we're also going to take a live look from the Marriott. We are seeing that everyone's kind of getting set up. Again, we've got ation for all of the cars to be there. It doesn't look like the convoy has left yet, but we haven't got any complete confirmation from that. But we know he is headed to Double Eagle Energy. And something too, you know, as you were saying, Eddie, having this be a historical event, right now we have 251 active rigs in the U.S. And in the Permian Basin, we have about half of that, 126. Now, if you look at the 251 that we have right now, that's actually down from 695 rigs that we had this time last year. That's how much this pandemic has almost, you know, crushed the oil industry. And we are seeing an uptick, though. Yeah,
it's moving in the right direction. Of course, remember when prices were actually in the negative, and that really was debilitating for everybody involved. But now it's moving up, and we're starting to see prices rise again. That's very good. And right now, we're waiting for the president to depart from the Marriott Hotel. We want to make sure that we let everyone know that those closures around the Odessa area are still there. And if you're trying to move around Odessa right now and you run into a barricade or a lot of streets are blocked off, well, this is why.
very important to have that information, because I know sometimes people call in, they're like, what's happening? Where is he going to be? We don't always know the exact details of his route, especially because Secret Service is mainly keeping all of that information pretty tight and secure. But we do have an idea of how he's going to get around and when and where. And so we're just along for the ride on this journey and, you know, along with you all at home or if you're on the go watching this by stream. So
it's exciting stuff. So we're going to take a quick break and we're going to come back and we're going to see if we can go back to Jake Eichstead out at the pavilion where the oil rig is. That's coming up in just a bit.